Boise School District teacher says that 7 years of rodent contamination in her classroom put her students at risk. She claims both the district and the school continue to not fully address the issue and that her doctor believes that the infestation has caused her to be sick. Aspen Shumpert has more on why she's urging the district to make some changes and now pursuing legal action.
If you find a job you love, you never work a day in your life.
For the last 6 years, Michelle Chung has worked as the Family and Consumer Sciences teacher at West Junior High School, teaching students how to cook, how to balance finances, and manage stress.
It's literally the game of life.
But shortly after getting the job in 2019, she took home something not so appetizing.
I ended up taking a mouse home with me in my bag. Ran right through my kitchen into under the pantry, like through the door. At that point, I was like, oh boy, okay. This had to have come from my classroom.
She says she suspected that because she had found mouse traps in the classroom early on.
I went back to school the next day. I told Janet Cherry, our principal at the time, Liz Croy, the vice principal at the time, and they just kind of chuckled at me and said, ew, so gross, I would freak out.
What she didn't expect was that this would turn into a years-long mice infestation in her classroom and a battle for it to get rectified.
I allowed the love of my job to be like, okay, that response is fine. Like, I'll take it. It's okay.
It turned into a cycle of the same emails, she says, when she would report seeing a mouse or mice droppings to her principal.
Make sure the custodial staff was CC'd, and it would be the same response. Hey, can you get Michelle more sticky traps?
COVID hit and students were learning from home. While they were, the mice made room 113 their home, and the infestation grew.
It gave these little rodents the opportunity to nest, to breed, to do whatever they needed to in that room where there's food and warmth and insulation.
When students returned to the classroom after COVID, the situation was even worse. Mice continued to be caught on traps, droppings appeared on counters and in drawers, and Chung's email reports to building administrators continued.
And it smelled so horrifically. I found mouse nests behind my washer machine, mouse nests in my curriculum closet, in sewing machine covers, cupcake liners.
Later, dead baked mice in the ovens. In 2023, the district eventually shut down the room for months to clean and replace insulation, but Chung says the repairs were inadequate.
I would go down there myself and I would open the ovens, and there would be mouse droppings in it, and it would be the same insulation. So then I would feel like I was being lied to.
During this time, Chung started getting sick. She was eventually diagnosed with multiple Lyme disease infections.
They tested me for an array of rodent diseases and viruses and different things, and it came back positive for babesiosis. So that's when I realized that I got it from a tick that was hosting on the mice, like the larva form of the tick, and that's what my doctors settled with.
Chung has been on medical leave since late 2024 while getting treatment, but in April hired a state licensed inspector to examine her classroom. The results, she says, were alarming.
My entire classroom is covered in mouse urine. My keyboard, the bowls, the cups, the plates, the oven knobs, their aprons. The aprons that my students are wearing have mouse urine all over them.
She says the problem just keeps persisting.
I was in my classroom last Thursday and I found mouse droppings. So they can continue to say there's no problem.
Now Chung is fighting for a change, not just for herself, but for the students.
Make it safe for my students. It literally breaks my heart that they're putting innocent, healthy children in a classroom that's not safe.
Chung is pursuing legal action on two fronts, a federal lawsuit claiming the district violated her rights under the Family Medical Leave Act, and then a state tort claim alleging the district created unsafe working conditions that endangered both her health and student safety. We are waiting to hear back from the school district specifically on the allegations that Chung lined out today. I did talk to them last week when I was starting to look into this, and they were aware that mice had been in the school in the past. They said address those things, but no reports of mice inside of the school for this 2024-2025 school year. Of course, Chung is rebutting that, or going against that, and saying her inspection that took place just a few months ago is saying the opposite of that.
I will be very interested to see what the district says based on, those pictures that you can
Yeah.
see under the blue light. Something gross. Okay, all right. Well, we will find out. Aston, thank you for that
keep our
report.
eyes on it.
Yeah, we'll be right back.